What does success in life mean to you?
Ah, Success in life means that I spend my middle age doing what I'm doing so that in my elder age, I am doing anything I want. I'm with whoever I want, I'm wherever I want. I'm just enjoying being an elder and returning wisdom and knowledge back to the people. I'm also going to enjoy being an elder where I'll say whatever I want, however I want. Um, and that I have the resources and the safety nets to allow me to live exactly how I want to live. It's not to say I don't now, but it's like I've got to drive, and I just want to be at a place in my older age where my job is just to be available,
Mm,
uh, provide my thoughts and input, teach if I'm asked, but just be available. And if I have grandchildren, be with them and spend time with my partner and my sister and my friends. Like that's to me success
mm,
is that I work so hard so that I could live in my full eldership.
I love that. Yeah, and hopefully it's less exhausting.
Oh yeah, I shouldn't be at all. I mean, I should be having the best time.
Because I heard what you said about driving, and, like, we are in that driver's seat mode, building mode, right? And that's great, that's where we need to be. But I love that you're seeing the future for yourself because I don't hear that a lot from women leaders, and I think other women need to hear that, like, "Oh, that's what we're working toward." Right? We're not just gonna be working building in the driver's seat forever. Like, this is gonna come to some sort of conclusion at some point. Um, okay, when did you know you were really good at what you do, Vanessa?
One thing I want to add about the elder thing is
Yeah.
the reason I think we don't talk about it is because we don't see us being able to relax and have time to ourselves. And so I really want that for women in particular. We deserve it, like just like everybody does. But
Yeah, yeah.
I honestly like this has been running a business and doing the work we do has been a journey of working through my own anxieties and personal issues. I've had a personal therapist, I've had couple therapy, I've had coaches, I've had mentors, because everything about this work just forces you to question like, am I the right person? Am I the expert? Do I have enough knowledge and wisdom to know this is the right path? Like, the good
Mhm.
thing is I've always trusted my gut, but I had to work through all of that. So I would say, really, I feel like I finally have come into my understanding of this work probably at the end of 2023, where I had to step away from an organization I co-founded, and it was very painful. Um, but stepping away was the most important thing I could do at the time for my own personal health, my own like mental health, and also I think for the work that I was trying to build. And it was me stepping away and working through that grief and asking myself what I could have done better. That I came out on the other end of it being like, that this was the best possible thing, and all the things I did up to that point were now part of this, like, better way of being and working. Because I do think we don't know how good we are until we've had failures, or we couldn't do something, or something didn't go out come end up the way we wanted,
Yeah,
and I think we live in a culture where we're supposed to hate ourselves because of that. Instead, it's probably the greatest lesson, teaching tool of my life has been when things didn't work out.
yeah.
So for me, when that thing didn't work out, that's when I was like, "Holy shit, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. It's not always gonna be perfect, but I understand." And now I'm starting a whole 'nother venture, which has put me right back at the bottom of the learning. If there's a learning stairwell, I'm right back there again, but at least I'm building off of something.
Yeah, oh, I love that, and plus you are a creative, and I think you thrive in creation mode, right? Creation and
Yeah.
collaboration and
Or chaos if you talk to my sister. Either way, yeah.
yeah, but I really, really that really resonates with me about your journey over the years, because I feel like everything I do in my business, which I've had for 15 years, and then this show for 10 years,
Uh,
um, everything is like I don't know, I make it look easy, right? Like, "Oh, this looks great. Like, look at this fun logo, and we're doing this talk and everything." But, in the background, it's like all this angst and, like, really, like, figuring out and, like, falling apart and then putting it back together, and there's all this messiness, right? And that's what I just kind of wanna say, like, I hear you, and I'm just echoing that because we wanna make sure we include the messy and the all the stuff that happens in the background in order for us to show up in the spaces that we show up.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, 15 years of your own business, 10 years of a very successful podcast, like, you know, you've achieved success probably over and over and over again. It's just you keep honing it and it gets bigger, and then you see more gaps and opportunities. So you address them and that gets bigger. And then it's a whole nother body of work or ideas that you're like, great, now I got to learn about that. But I think it's the curiosity that you're discussing to me, which is why I think like, when do you know you're good at this? It's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I have a realization, but then for the most part, I follow my curiosity. As long as this continues to feel good, I'm doing something right.
Mm,
When it stops feeling good, which is why I'd leave the other organization, that's when we should be listening to ourselves because you've done this so well. And I would say, for sure, from someone from the outside, um, you're incredibly successful. You've done something and you're talking to people from all over the world. I think you're in your flow. I think you're in the water and it's good. It's the temperature is warm and you're just running with it. And to me, that's exciting and that feels like success.
oh my gosh, thank you, Vanessa. It's really great to have this conversation because I think we hear different things in in our conversation here, and so I really appreciate that. And yeah, it is um kind of amazing that we're here. But I want to ask you a couple other questions as we round out
Yeah.
this segment. What superpower did you discover you had only to realize it was there all the time?
Oh, I don't know if I should say this. Everyone will know. Just kidding. My gut read on people has never let me down.
Mm,
So I'm very careful with it. Meaning, if people ask me, because you get calls from people being like, "Hey, so and so reached out to me. Do you know anything about this person?" I have to be very judicious, very thoughtful, very careful. But I can honestly say my read on people and my gut reaction to people is has never been wrong.
mm,
And I always thought it was because when I was growing up, there was just so much stuff constantly happening that I had to learn. My therapist said I had to learn how to I had to like read the room really quickly. Uh,
oh yeah. Hmm.
so that's one of them. But I think now as I hit I'm 48 now, I've been working really hard to be like, that might have been how it started, but now I'm going to own it. It's not just going to be out of safety and fear. Now I'm going to own it from a place of like, curiosity, excitement, protection, and understanding. Because I think when I was younger, it was a skill and a tool that I needed to survive. And I always, at some point in your life, those skills, you have to start to acknowledge when they no longer serve you and what's going to serve you into the future. And for me, I had to reconcile that superpower because I wasn't here to use it because I was scared. I was here because I need to change my relationship with it. So it's one of those
Mm.
things I didn't understand and I don't think I liked in the beginning, but now I'm like I'm very careful with it, I'm conscientious of it. But I trust my gut.
Oh, okay. Do you think that you didn't like it at the beginning because you identify more as a linear, like, strategic person, and that was too, like, vague and, like, emotional or whatever, however you wanna describe it?
No, that's actually a really good one. I wish I had considered that. No, not at all. It's because, I use that to assume I could make people happy and please them.
Oh, okay.
So instead of just dealing with what was in front of me with understanding how my superpower worked, I used it to try to fix and address people's stuff. And the truth is, nobody's asking you to do that. It's not anyone's responsibility. Also, no one can make anyone happy. And then third, I think it caused me a lot of grief
Mm,
when I couldn't address something, and instead of it, so it was like self-harming. It was like I
mm,
was creating the conditions for failure, but also really weird weird ego ideas that I was capable of doing these things. So that was really, and it happened across my whole life, personal, professional. I was seeing it causing problems.
yeah.
And I was like, why isn't this? And that's, therapy. Thank God for therapy.
Yeah, yeah. Um, well, it's so interesting to talk about this because uh, think of it as well, I use the word intuition,
Mhm.
right? And, in the Well Woman framework, and a lot of listeners will resonate with this, um, there's a whole part of the framework, which is, like, really tuning in to your gut, as you would say, and to your intuitive knowing, like, just the knowledge that's there. So thank you for kind of really diving into that. Um, what advice would you give your younger self, say 25-year-old Vanessa?
Um, I think I would just tell myself, like, you're good. You're going to figure it out. Keep enjoying your life. Because I can honestly say, I didn't get my life together until I was like 32. Um, but I can tell you now at 48, I have no regrets. I had so much fun as a young person. Like, I had so many jobs. I'd traveled. I had so many wonderful friend groups. I made mistakes. Um, and I worked in so many different sectors. So by the time I landed as a parent and this company, which I was raising two babies at the same time, I had no I wasn't looking over my shoulder. I wasn't looking for something new. Like, I was focused and I was ready. So
Mm,
honestly, I would just tell myself at 25, like, you got this, keep going, enjoy. I mean, I don't know.
yeah.
I guess maybe I would have said build a relationship with working out at the gym when you're younger, so it doesn't suck now at 48.
Right?
But I mean,
Um,
no, I don't know.
yeah. No, I love it. And so, Vanessa, do you identify as a feminist?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm a feminist, because not because I'm a woman, I'm a feminist because I believe all people deserve to have agency, self-determination, and sovereignty over their mind, thoughts, bodies, feelings, and, you know, the way they want to live their life. And I think for me, feminism is just asking that simple question of humanity, which is to just mind your own business and let us just be. You know what I mean? And to me, like, that's the core of it, but I also understand the reason we have to center women and the feminine, because we've been pushed out of decision-making circles since time of since this country and colonization,
Mm,
and historically, women have always held, and gender expansive women have always held, positions of leadership, decision-making, power, and like, honor.
mm,
And that's because we are and have always been the caretakers, um, the land caretakers, the cultural care bearers. You know what I mean? Like we
Mm.
hold that, and I'm not asking us to get rid of the masculine or men in these places. I'm just saying rebalance and harmonize. So for me, I feel like I believe in feminism from this broader perspective, but I believe we do have to activate it from the lens of returning women and the feminine back to the center of decision making circles.
And where does indigenous practice and wisdom uh, intersect with that?
I mean, most you know, tribes here in the North America, Turtle Island, we all have some form of matriarchy. In my culture, all four of my clans come from my grandmother's 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 grandmothers, and we are considered the folks who are the caretakers of the land, the animals, the children. We're the ones teaching you how to be a good Diné person, a good Navajo person. It is our job to be there when hard decisions about family has to be made.
Mm.
And to me, it's like so, so obvious. Women have always been considered key and part and parcel to when we make any decisions about family and community, any decisions about the land, any decisions about, where are we going into the future? It's in every story. You can talk to almost any tribal community, native community member, indigenous community member, and they have versions of this. They have a version of what this is. And so, from my perspective, it's like indigenous people globally have these stories,
Yeah.
and I think where we are today is well, I don't want to get all into it, but it's a handful of people's stories that have been imperialistically pushed on all of us. But that's
Yeah.
not who we were. That's not who your ancestors, I'm sure, weren't this way either.
Yeah, my ancestors were, um, witchy type people.
That's what I'm saying. Oh my goodness. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Uh-huh. Um, so Vanessa, last question for you. What are you reading right now? What's on your nightstand?
Oh. Ah. I have two things on my nightstand. I'm just looking at them right now. I've started re-thumbing through Mirza Baradaran's book, The Color of Money. It's the
Ooh.
history of Black banking in the country, the United States.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm,
And then another is a book called Practicing Liberation. It's about different thought work thinkers and doers who have been using different modalities to sort of liberate movements, ideas, and organizers.
mm,
Um, and some of this is just thinking a lot about this moment we're living in and like how do we like operationalize liberation within our own lives and our own organizations, but also reminding us that like folks have been doing this for hundreds of years, and not to forget our past. You know what I mean? Like don't forget,
mm.
like we all have these gifts, but don't assume you know more until you've honored the people who've been before us. So those are
Oh,
the two
yeah.
books, and I'll tell you, oh, they're intense. They're intense
Yeah.
books right now.
Oh gosh, those are such good recommendations. Our listeners always like to read and know what our guests are reading. And so I actually really want to read that second book. And Vanessa, it's been such a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you for the invite. We had to wait 10 years for this, but hopefully not much longer.
That's right. Thanks, Vanessa.
Appreciate you.